Everybody, this is the unique thinker thinking just reading and reporting right now, not necessarily thinking uniquely, and just going with the grain. This is from Politico. Today's date is May 11th, 2020. This article, I believe, was dated to, it might be from yesterday, but it's still fairly new. Yeah, 11, 53 p.m. Eastern. Time. So, and I hope you enjoy. Kamala emerges as early Biden VP favorite as sting of debate attacks fade. All right, let's find out what they're talking about. It sounds like they're speaking in code to me. At the vetting process gets underway. Well, right here it says at. Right, I think the as you see that, but I digress. I'm going to read on. At the vetting process gets underway, Major Biden supporters see her as the best fit though Warren is a leading contender too. Kamala Harris was written off as a possible vice president pick for Joe Biden last year after a cutting debate performance where she seemed to be suggested he was racially insensitive. Okay. I'm going to try to get through this. I'm going to read on. Thank you very much. Now, Harris is not only in top contention, but Biden aides, surrogates, and major donors see her as the best fit at the onset of the process, at least on paper, to join him atop the Democratic ticket. Biden's campaign has formally started vetting a group of prospects that includes roughly a dozen women, but in interviews, more than 24 Democrats, including advisors, allies, and donors aligned with Biden, returned to Harris as an early front-runner. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, the favorite among progressives, was also seen as rising above the pack. Biden and his family were stung by the June debate exchange over his record on school busing. The attack was particularly hurtful because of Harris' bond with Biden's late son, Beau, also a one-time state attorney general. But Biden and others close to him have come to view Harris' debate knockdown as part of the rough and tumble of the presidential campaign. Words a little mud in your eyes, not you can wipe it right out, right? And read on. Even before Harris ended her own campaign last year, aides said she and Biden were already stealing warm moments together, and friends of former Second Lady Jill Biden, who as recently as March described Harris' attack as a punch to the gut, said they've mulled ways for her to telegraph that it wasn't a deal breaker for the California senator's chance, perhaps by sharing her posts on social media. I believe strongly that people make mistakes when they allow the heat of a political campaign and things said during a contest to define you. Representative Jim Clyburn told Politico, who the heck is who is speaking for, I hope this explains that. Who made the mistake? What are we talking about here? I'm going to read on. we're at the point now where whoever was part of the scrimmage needs to be on the same team. And I think they are. Hmm. What is this? Read on. Joe Biden is a big boy. Let's see, that's called Clyburn. Ooh, okay. Ooh, some name there, Clyburn. Joe Biden is a big boy, Clyburn said. I've never seen Joe have any animus toward Kamala for what may have been said during the campaign. Okay. So evidently this Clyburn guy, this representative guy, whoever he is, more than likely he's a Democrat and he is speaking for Kamala Harris as though she can't speak for herself. She said that she didn't like the way Joe Biden handled whatever, some kind of race relations, right? I don't necessarily know, but I know what I just read. And she said she had an issue with Joe Biden's race relations. And this guy, this is so funny how people, this is no different. Unfortunately, we're under the same, I'm going to explain to you what I always see as a pattern. And this is particularly with this whole particular umbrella of America that we're in. And maybe this is the flow of the educational system, which I'm not necessarily a partaker of. I'm a trade guy. I'm not really into this stuff. But what I do notice a lot of times is they'll find someone to speak for us. Okay. I don't know if you get my drift, but I'm going to say that again. They find someone to speak for us. They'll find somebody to say that he didn't really mean that. And then that makes it okay. You understand what I'm saying? Because that person said he didn't mean it. Now, if Kamala Harris said I didn't mean it, that a lot of times that ain't credible, if you get my drift. I am speaking in code today. I'll say that again. A lot of times if Kamala Harris said I didn't mean it, that's not credible. But when someone else backs her up, okay, and she says, oh well, then they'll say, well, that's keyword, that's code word for, hey, she's with us now. Alright, so first of all, you'll hear some more a little bit, but I'm going to continuously keep reading. I didn't like that. This guy, Clyburn, they put it in here. Clyburn told Politico. I didn't like the fact that Clyburn has all of this stuff to say, but what about her? I'm pretty sure they said, oh, well, around Joe Biden, but maybe that's why they won't. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's just already nipped in the bud. Maybe I'm just late. Maybe I'm just blowing hot steam. Alright, let me keep reading. Sometimes we create our own drama, right? Biden and Harris have spoken privately several times, and a growing contingent of operatives inside, I told you, inside and around the presumptive Democratic nominee's campaign have been making it clear that they want her as a pick. So I told you that's what they were getting at. Kind of felt it, but I had to break it down. Influential donors are joining in the push, seeing the daughter of immigrants from India and Jamaica as the most logical. So they put India and Jamaica in this. That's very interesting. Very interesting. India and Jamaica. Very interesting. As the most logical choice to balance a ticket led by a white man in his late 70s. Some of the party's biggest benefactors, including those who went months rarely hearing from Harris, said they have seen an uptick in contacts from her and people of her behalf. She really is a student in terms of keeping Democrats together and keeping donors warm. A Biden blunder, said Harris operation. She doesn't need to do a full court press at it, and it wouldn't probably be seen as unseemly for her. I tell you, if she did one, it would totally ruin it. She is not good in front of the cameras. She does not have the charisma. She is like a prosecutor, and she's more authoritative. Got to learn how to get them with sweetness. You got to learn how to get them with sweetness, with honey. You could attract bees with honey. You know what I'm saying? There's an old saying, something like that. Let me read on. Harris has adopted a less is more approach to the Veep stakes. Okay. She appeared at the fundraisers and a town hall for Biden in late April. While she waited until after Super Tuesday to endorse him, her announcement of the support in Michigan, timed in coincidence with Cory Booker's, served to act as a power boost at time when the Biden's campaign was looking too close out its lead against Bernie Sanders. Michigan was viewed as pivotal to Sanders' campaigning, remaining viable at the point Harris since started to issue other endorsements of her own and raised money for other Democrats running in the contested elections. Clearly, she's out there and being supportive of Joe, but she is coming at it from a position of strength, the donor added. She has continued to prove herself as a team player for Joe, a team player for Senator Democrats, and that's going to benefit her regardless of whether she picked for VP. Other names being advanced for the job include Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota and Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, Florida Representative Val Demings, Michigan Governor Getch Whitmer, former National Security Advisor Susan Rice, and Georgia Democrat Stacey Abrams, a former state House Democratic leader who narrowly lost a race for the governor in 2018. I like Stacey Abrams, by the way, and yeah, I love her. But anyway, I gotta read on because I got some opinions on here. Warren supporters are pitching her inside Biden camp as a governing choice. Who could unite the party by exciting liberals and younger voters while bringing to bear her skills at the same dollar fundraiser. Harris, allies, and donors point to her comparative youth, her ability to energize voters of color. Gosh, that's a tough one. And key states at what they believe would be a seamless rapport between her and Biden with little ideological daylight. It would be, man, this thing is long. I'm done. I gotta get my opinion in. Doggone it. This is a read, but I'm sorry. I gotta update my stream so I can do more than 15 minutes. I'm done. All right. I'm gonna say stuff that is. This is my commentator for what I've just read. Information is very valuable here. I would to just go ahead and finish reading it. I mean, this is really good stuff. I learned a lot, but for the most part, what I do know is their views, and their views is as such. First of all, it's great that Kamala Harris has been working for the Democratic team. God bless her. Okay. Um, my view is that they are all the same, and I hate to say it like that, particularly their views. People pretend to say, "Well, what's in it for me?" You got the BLT sandwich saying, "What's in it for me?" You have other different communities saying, "What's in it for me?" I'm a black man. Okay, I'm a brown man, actually. I am a melanated man. And I say, well, what's in it for me? You know what they're going to say? Oh, education, as though I'm dumb. They're going to say this, that, and the other. Give me a grant, not a loan, give me a grant to work businesses, give me business education. If you want to give me some education, do it in business education, not necessarily, oh, well, we're going to give out free college. No, you need to teach people about business and finance because these people know a lot about it, and they are hustling the government. Unique thinker, over and